Welcome to the review video for Units 3 and 4. If you haven't watched the one for 1 and 2, and you haven't done those pages, you might want to go do that first. Alright, let's just jump right in. Use these functions to find each value below. The number in parentheses replaces the x right here. So see how these look very similar, but the x has become a 4? That's because it's already done this side for you, and you have to finish off this side. So just like the 4 is replacing the x here, we have to make the 4 replace the x on the other side too. Like that. But then we have to actually do 5 times 4, 20, minus 3 is 17. Then, for this one has h and it has negative 2. So we're going to go replace this x in the h equation with negative 2. And you can either do this in a calculator or you can do it yourself. Here's how you do it yourself. Square this number before you multiply by 3. Negative 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 plus 1 is 13. And that's all I'm going to do in that section because it's pretty easy, guys. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next ones. So this is a spot where you might want to write this in your notes. I don't think this is a very important part to write in your notes, but if you want to put an example back there, that is your decision. Then we have this one. For domain, it goes left to right. Range goes bottom to top. So basically, you're trying to say, here's the boundaries of my graph. For domain, we care about this direction. For range, we care about this direction. So for this first graph right here, it goes left and right forever. We call that negative infinity to infinity. The range, the bottom to top, well, the bottom is clearly right here. The y value right there is negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comma. Then it goes up to infinity. It never stops going up. So that's infinity. Now, whenever you use a whole number, you're going to want to put a bracket around it like this, because there is technically a closed circle right here. So just like in Unit 2, whenever there was a closed circle, we used a bracket. The thing about these lines is we're assuming they're all closed circles. So anytime you use a number, you'll use a bracket. Infinities always get parentheses though. Alright, let's move on to this one over here. This one doesn't go to the left forever. It doesn't go any further left than this right here, which is to the left 1. So that would be negative 1, but it does go to the right forever. That's infinity. Just like that. The range is bottom to top. The bottom is this one that goes down forever. It doesn't matter that they're both going to the right. This one's still going down forever, and this one's still going up forever. So it has a range of negative infinity to infinity. I'm going to let you guys try the other two on your own. Don't forget that I am going to post the answer key. Now let's talk about how to graph. Hopefully, this part isn't too hard. Whatever number is right here is your y-intercept. And whatever number right here is your slope. This slope means that we have a rise of negative 2, so we're going to go down 2, and then it has a run of 3, so we'll go right 3. Some people decided to write just this little bit right here in their notes. So if you want to go to your back page and do that, go for it. Here's what that looks like on my graph. I'm putting a point on the y-axis at 5. That's what a y-intercept means. Then it has a slope of down 2, right 3. So go from that point, not from the middle, down 2, right 3. And it is good practice to make sure your line goes all the way across the page like that. Moving right along. I'm going to do one more, and that's this one because it confuses people a little bit. Because it has a plus 0 on the end. So it starts right here at 0. And then it has a slope of -5, so you go down 5 over 1. You could also go up 5 as long as you go left 1 instead. Now let's talk about these two down here. These aren't y equals anymore. So what do? We find the intercepts. For the x-intercept, you basically cross out the y part. And then you divide by -3 on both sides, and x equals -2, because 6 divided by -3 is -2. So then you're going to go to the x-axis and put a point at -2. Then you do the same thing for y. But it's 2y equals 6 if you cover up the x part like this. This time you have to get rid of a 2, so you divide by 2 on both sides. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you go to the y-axis and put a point at 3, and then you connect these 2 points. So that doesn't involve slope at all. It just involves looking at the x parts only and the y part only.